What's going on, everybody? We are live. Me, myself, Rhodes Rants, Dog Show. We're all here for you guys. And we're all on camera for a change. That's something a little bit new. Uh, That's something a little bit
It is
different.
a little different.
Yeah. But just wanted to try new things. You know, we used to go on camera all the time. But
Yeah, I know it. I know it.
hopefully
I know
if
it.
internet connections stay good, maybe we can stay on camera longer. So, what's going on, fellas?
Oh, did you guys get to check out that Batwoman trailer?
Phew.
I'm really
yeah.
excited to talk about that tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm fired up.
Yeah. I think I'd rather watch Captain Marvel than that. And I haven't even seen Captain Marvel yet.
Yeah. I haven't either. Dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you guys got to see the Batwoman trailer. I've seen Captain Marvel, and yeah, I fast forwarded through most of it though.
I mean, I gotta say that that Batwoman trailer. I haven't seen Captain Marvel, but I'm pretty sure that makes Captain Marvel looks like Nolan's Batman. Man, I don't know. I don't think I'm overreacting to that. No, Barry G.
No, I mean, I get it. It's a CW show, but you know, if Arrow, the tone of that show couldn't be, more different. And for the record, it has nothing to do with her being a lesbian. I could care less.
No.
The Flash and Arrow has lesbian characters in both shows. They're flowed into the storyline without fracturing the storylines. So they're not like a forced narrative into the story. You really don't notice that part of the storyline. But nobody does the whole "I'm a woman, hear me roar." That was the name. That was literally sung in the trailer. If you listen to the lyrics, it says, "I am woman, hear me roar."
I only heard the "I'm woman" part.
That's what it actually says. Yeah, I am woman, hear me roar. And I was like, wow, okay, no, no, I won't hear you roar, okay?
Isn't that like an old Patty Boone song or something?
I guess, but it had like this techno hip hop.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, it was 3 minutes of hot garbage.
And people in the comments that liked it were like, "What song is that?"
You notice it hit at the right time when the woke stuff started happening. It hit right there. Hit right there. So Don Draper's here. Barry G is here. Stephen J Movie Reviews is here. Thanks to everyone. And ask questions. We're gonna answer questions to people in the chat too. So yeah, Batwoman trailer is total junk. Can't stand all this SJW stuff. Yep. I mean, if you want anti-SJW stuff, you came to the right channel here. We're not into SJW stuff. That's not tolerated in this dojo.
I don't. What is? She doesn't need a man, and of course, one of the first things I pointed out, my reaction was, "You don't need a man, but Bruce Wayne's funding this shit show you've got going on."
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You've got no problem going into the Batcave and taking all his crap, including that cringeworthy line about her refitting the bat suit for a woman. It's not perfect because it won't fit a woman or whatever she said.
Oh my God, I could not stand that.
I'm not gonna let a man take credit for a woman's work.
She's stealing all of Batman's stuff.
Yeah, she just stole like all his gear and all that stuff. They made his suit. They made his suit look like awful, right? They made sure that the bad suit didn't look like really cool or nothing, right? So like when Justin Bieber got into it, and then it still looked awful even when she got into it too, right? I think at the end they kind of showed her red hair, like the red hair thing coming out of it or whatever. But like I said, I was never a big Batwoman fan before, and like all that other nonsense, whatever people are doing behind closed doors, I really don't care about, right? I just, hey, can you build a good story with some decent characters and not have to worry about all that, all that other stuff that's just like blatantly shoved in your face like that. So, but yeah, that was really, I had no intention of really watching it prior to, I've never really watched the CW shows, before, but, I think I saw your reaction, John, first, and then I checked it out. Now it's just like, oh my gosh! And then I was laughing so hard at Rhodes on his reaction because
I've laughed at his too.
You just knew what was coming when Rhodes was going to do his reaction to it, and I was just absolutely dying laughing at that. So well done, fellas. But yeah, that was 3 minutes, and I do not use the term hot garbage very often, right? But I mean, this is the highest definition order, if you will, of what hot garbage is for 3 minutes. If you want 3 minutes of hot garbage, check out the new Batwoman behind the scenes trailer look, whatever the hell it is, right? So
yeah,
starring discount Justin Bieber.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, I think several people in the chat have already brought this up here. It's not the lesbian part. In the comic books, she's a lesbian. That's not the problem whatsoever. I mean, I've gotten into the Arrowverse. I know Rhodes is really into it. I watched The Flash is really good. They made Captain Cold a gay guy, I think just because Wentworth Miller is gay in real life. I don't know if he's like that in the comic books or not, but in The Flash, timelines always change and everything like that. So it's different entities, but Captain Cole is gay. Who else is homosexual, Rhodes, in that show? I can't remember. I know there's a couple other people.
You're probably not there yet, but in Arrow, the third or fourth season, whichever season Ra's al Ghul is the bad guy, one of his daughters is a lesbian. And it makes absolutely no difference to the storyline whatsoever. It's just like, okay, she is, and that's it. I mean, you just go on with life. It's not an arc. It's not a it's not a forced narrative. She just you pick up a couple of things that make you go, okay, she likes chicks, and then you just keep going. It's this, and again, I don't think the lesbian thing is the problem. It's the whole, we don't want men, and we're blatantly telling you we don't want men and we don't need their help, so fuck them. That's the problem.
Wow.
If you're trying
check
to
this
be
out, guys.
A strong woman.
Go ahead, Rose. Did you drop out, or are you still talking?
No, I'm here. I thought you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say that I was looking at the numbers on this Batwoman trailer. This thing is an abomination on YouTube. 38,000 thumbs up, 92,000 thumbs down. When I did my video, it was like 12,000 thumbs up, and now only like 7,200 thumbs down. This thing. This just tells you, man, that people really, really don't like it when studios and production companies, when they want to take the SJW woke narrative into comic books, especially. They're making that a major effort to go down that road, and we don't want that in our comic books. We really don't.
No, we just want a good story, great characters, right? The lore that goes with that, the backstories and stuff. But when you're blatantly just outright just coming out and just saying, hey, we're just basically going by, she's a woman, right? And she's lesbian and men are bad, basically, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, it just seems like that's the kind of the narrative they're pushing with this. And I'm definitely not interested in watching this, right? So, and I don't know. I think there were some people were wondering like who that villain was too. Like the discount Harley Quinn. I think that's like Mad Hatter or something.
Oh, okay.
Well, because they have those bunny mask or whatever, right? And that kind of, it's like the Mad Hatter or whatever, like something he would use. So I didn't know if that's like Mad Hatter's daughter or something like that, or Mad Hatter's just like a woman now. But like she pulls out that bat at one point too, and you're like, is that Harley Quinn or? But like that was like by far not the worst part of the. I think the outfit looked really bad too, and then just some of the things she was saying was just, ugh. So.
Yeah. And let me just go ahead and acknowledge the chat here. Barry G's here, Real Snitch, Mob Hitter, Proper Jeremy's here, Proper Jenny. What's up, Proper?
Proper Jenny.
Leon is here. I say Barry G. Princess Elsa's here. What's going on? And here, this is something that really bothered me too. It bothered a lot of people. Barry G brought this up. Dissing Batman's costume too is just complete disrespect to everything Batman has done. Yeah, this reminded me a lot of the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. In the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, they had to make Luke look like an absolute bum and quit and everything to elevate Rey. I didn't like that. And in the Batwoman trailer, right at the beginning, they say that Batman quit on us. And then she has to step in and everything like that. She takes his costume, well, not his costume, but his suit and everything, reforges it. And I think that's is that the black guy, what's his name?
Fox?
It's Lucius Fox. Man, he looks like he's just a wimp. Won't even stand up to her. She's not supposed to be down there.
Okay, I thought he was just Alfred. I didn't know. I guess maybe he's like Lucius Fox or his son or something.
Yeah, I was thinking it's Lucius Fox.
Okay.
And guys, if you're just joining here, make sure you hit the thumbs up button.
Kid.
Thanks.
Or kid or grandkid.
Oh, Lucius Fox, grandson.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Who actually? Well, I completely lost the internet for some reason, and I had to rejoin.
Yeah.
I turned my camera off because it was stuttering.
I got you. That's
anyway, he actually becomes a character in the comics called Batwing.
Batwing
character. That's all I know.
You said Batwing?
Batwing. Like
okay.
No, like wing of a bat,
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Like the Batwing, Batman's jet, basically. He takes that name?
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I know. That's like a spin-off character of
Han Solo's new sidekick is Millennium Falcon or something.
Now, let me ask you guys this. How do you think that the men truly will be portrayed in this TV show? Is this TV show gonna get full Last Jedi treatment when it comes to the men? Or will it be even worse?
I assure you, I'm never watching this ever again.
Me neither.
But no intention. I don't know how the other folks are. You know what? And I think we talked a little bit prior to this, folks. And my apologies if I hope I don't offend anybody when I say this, but I honestly can't see who would watch this, who would watch this thing, right? Who would support this, who would defend this, and who would watch this program. After seeing this of course, it's only 3 minutes, right? And maybe we saw the worst of the worst, of course, but I honestly don't see anything. It looks like somebody just threw my banana split, right? And just threw it right on the ground, just said, eat this, and I'm not going to, well, it's a banana split. I might think about it. Right. But, I'm not going to eat the banana split that's laying on the floor. Right. So that's just kind of, my take from to be kind of nice about it.
Right.
But yeah, it's hot garbage.
What do you think, Rhodes?
In the chat, Leon Torshina says, "Have we seen Batman in the Arrowverse?" No, we have not.
No.
He is referred to several times, mainly in Arrow, and in the comics. There was a really successful arc comic that had Green Arrow and Batman together as partners, because they're very, very similar in character. The Arrow TV show is very, very, very similar to what a Batman TV show would be. Um, so there are some connections there, but yeah, they refer to him and things, but you never actually see Batman or Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, and they actually do have a bunch of DC characters in Arrowverse. I mean, of course, Flash, Kid Flash, Excess, Captain Cole, of course, Arrow. It's probably a good 30 people from the comics were probably in the Arrowverse. Rhodes, you think?
Oh yeah, I mean,
If not more.
In Arrow, there's a Suicide Squad arc in the episodes. Deadshot's in there.
Yeah.
In fact, there's even a scene where you see the silhouette and you can hear Harley Quinn in a jail cell. It's got like this. I don't know what kind of I don't know what episode so I may be spoiling this, but there's just a little scene. Argus is involved where it says Quinn on the H Quinn on the cell, and you can't see her, but you can see the pigtails in a silhouette thing. But I mean, it's it's people. I saw somebody earlier said, "Who watches this show?" These shows. Well, this Arrowverse, the Flash and Arrow are extremely respectful of those two comic book characters.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're a comic book fan, I don't understand why you wouldn't watch it if you want to know the truth. Grant Gustin blows Ezra Miller out of the water.
Oh, yes, he does. Grant Gustin is amazing as the Flash.
Yeah.
Now, I almost wish that they started this when they did Smallville, because to me, Smallville is really the front runner to all of this Arrowverse stuff right here. Because Tom Welling as Clark Kent, that's my favorite CW DC show. I love Smallville. And when it went off the air, I was like, man, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But it had a very, very long run, 11 seasons. The Flash is my second favorite. Now, The Flash does have a few woke moments in it. So I'm kind of not surprised, I guess, that Batwoman kind of went full woke now. Because there are some seeds in the Arrowverse of getting woke, but they never just truly embraced it all the way. But until now, with Batwoman,
it really depends on the show you watch. Like,
yeah.
I can't watch Supergirl unless it's an episode where Superman is actually starring in it, like a crossover. I don't watch Supergirl at all. I've seen the first season. That was enough. I was like, it's full of social justice shit. I mean, it's full of it.
I think I watched like one episode of Supergirl like a few years ago, but I don't even remember it.
I just saw the original trailer for that, and like I wasn't like having the reaction I am to like this Batwoman one, right? And again, I've never even read a Batwoman comic or really even know what her name is. I know her last name's Kane or something, right? But when I first saw the Supergirl trailer, I just thought it looked cheesy, and it just looked kind of cheesy to me, right? So I was like, I'm not going to watch this, and I never watched it, right? But I guess, it wasn't as bad as like the trailer had originally made it look or whatever. I think it got through a couple seasons anyway. Is it still going even? Supergirl?
Yeah. Still going.
Yeah. So, that's how much I watch, CW folks. So, but like, yeah, after watching this Batwoman one though, that was just like my whole body just wanted to like throw itself up. That's how I felt after watching what had just transpired in front of my face. So.
Ooh, I just thought about something terrible. I wonder if they're going to cross this over when they have their special every year. And they're supposed to be doing Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think, next year, which is a massive arc where all the shows are, I say all the shows, it's really, this year it was only Supergirl, The Flash, and Arrow all cross over with each other for like this Justice League type storyline. And that's where we got to see Superman this year.
They've already done that in The Flash.
Yeah, but they do it every year.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, from the time the Flash showed up and they started Legends of Tomorrow, it's become a yearly like event series. It's 4 episodes across, or 3 or 4 episodes across. The Flash, Arrow. I think the Legends set this one out this year, and just Supergirl was in it since they brought in Superman, and he's a pretty good Superman. Not big screen worthy, but he was fine. Yeah. I mean, he did fine.
Yeah, I saw him in one episode of The Flash, and he was pretty good. He's pretty good. Yeah. Man, yeah. Everybody's with you, Rose, man. Everybody's saying Supergirl is woke in a chat.
Yeah,
Barry G says it's pretty woke. I don't understand. How can they make? Okay, so I think I know what's going on now. If Supergirl is woke, Batwoman is woke. They're making the female driven shows woke, but not the male driven shows. Why are they doing this? I wonder. I'm pretty sure that they can make good female comic book movies without going woke, because they do it with the male ones. You know?
Well, Wonder Woman.
I'm just trying to think of like.
Well, I was talking about TV shows.
Oh yeah.
CW.
Yeah. Right. I'm just like, again, like after watching this thing, I'm like, who are they targeting this to? I'm like, I don't know a lot of. I can't think of. Of course, I live in, in Hickory, Michigan, or whatever, right? So, but I don't know a lot of folks. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Right, out of all the folks that I know that would actually watch the show, right? So I'm wondering, who is their target market? Like, are there people that are like really super hyped to see this thing?
Last Jedi fans.
I feel like we're the Twilight Zone with entertainment. I don't understand it.
When is this supposed to debut? This fall?
Yeah, I would assume it'll kick off this fall. I know the Green Arrow next year or this coming season is the last one. It's ending.
Okay.
So it's the final season. So I guess that's part of bringing this show in. But they're going to get no crossover there, really. I mean, you couldn't have a demographic more different between the Green Arrow and this Batwoman situation. I mean, as far as tone of show, because one thing I will tell you, they've got a character in Arrow called Felicity, and she ends up being the love interest of Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow. Well, she has, we talk about Mary Sue's and everything. She's a really good female character, but she has some massive failures. I mean, massive. And you're not far enough along, but she's going to have a monumental failure in her character at a point in one of the seasons.
Yeah, she's not too big in season 1 so far, where I'm at right now.
Well, I think it is season 3, where she has a monumental screw up, and her character has got to rebuild itself back from that.
Okay.
So they don't let women just get away with succeeding with everything. I assure you, in that show, they fall on their ass all the time. So that's one narrative that you don't see play out, is the Mary Sue angle.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the chat here, and this is one more thing to do with Batwoman, I guess. It's kind of going in. Actually, you know what? This kind of transitions to our next topic anyway. Robert Pattinson is Batman. But Princess Elsa asks, do you think Christopher Nolan will ever do movies about Robin? The end of The Dark Knight Rises made it look that way. I would love for Christopher Nolan to come back. If he wanted to do Robin with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, that would be really, really cool. But I don't think he's ever going to come back now. I think he's done that, been there, done that kind of thing. He's moved on. And Warner Brothers, they already have their universe. So I don't see Christopher Nolan coming back to this. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't foresee him coming back. I think he pretty much wrapped up his story, what he wanted to do. But if they, no, I can't really see him just doing a Robin film, just because Batman is such a big draw. Putting Batman on the title is huge for a box office. Just having that title.
Well, how about this? What if the way The Dark Knight Rises ended? What if Bruce Wayne, Christian Bale, comes back out of hiding and he teams up with Gordon-Levitt's Robin? I think that would be cool.
Or if they, what else they could do? I was thinking, I know I want to say they did this when, I want to say around when the New 52 had started. I want to say that they had, like Dick Grayson was he was playing Batman, right? I mean, like he was basically Batman in Gotham, and then like the real Batman was off in like China or something, or in the Middle East doing some stuff or whatever, right? But while all that was going on, I was like, they could actually have him take over as Batman, even, right? They were kind of even alluring to that at the end of Dark Knight Rises, right? He's basically saying anybody could be Batman, right? Sort of thing. So, I mean, if they wanted to have him don the cape, that might work too. But
yeah,
I'd like to see him start as Robin and then progress to Nightwing. Because Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing, which is essentially he sort of takes over the Batman role, but he's got his own character. And Nightwing had a pretty sizable following as a comic. And he ended up being, Robin was a leader of the Titans, and then Nightwing became the leader of the Titans. As he got older, he became Nightwing. So I'd like to see that. I've actually got a couple of Nightwing action figures. That was a big character for me growing up. I like Nightwing a lot. And he's a badass looking character too.
Hey, dog, can you do a Bale impersonation, the Batman?
I don't. Swear to me.
Where's the trigger?
Where were the drugs going?
I don't know how he did that voice.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, yes. He must have friends. I don't think that was actually a good line in Nolan's Batman. He must have friends when he's talking about the Joker. That doesn't, just because that Joker definitely doesn't have any friends, and I just don't see why he asked it. But that's just nitpicking. But
you're gonna love me.
Let's jump over to the Batman now, and the word is Robert Pattinson. Edward Cullen is going to be the Dark Knight. But I'm hearing something about Nicholas Hoult now too. So Robert Pattinson. Honestly, I haven't seen much from him since Twilight. When Twilight disappeared.
Right. Do you want to know?
He pretty much disappeared.
You want to know my Twilight story?
What's that?
I watched Twilight, the first one, right? I watched up to the part to where he like saves the girl from the car that was about to there was a car in the air, right? And like he stopped it like Superman or Spider-Man or something, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's like 20 minutes into the film or something, right? And that's where it stopped. That was the end of all the Twilight I could take. And I never watched any more of that, right? But I do know him from playing Cedric Diggory and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So Yeah, he's not Batman. I don't know where they're coming up with that one though. So I mean, he looked more like Batwoman. I would, maybe he actually kind of could. I think he could fill in as Batwoman.
I think physically also he doesn't look like Batman at all. I mean, he's got to really have to hit the gym and bulk up.
Oh yeah, he's got to do the whole full Barry Bonds cocktail treatment to get ready for this role. I've got some more breaking Batman news.
Oh, pray tell.
Yeah, right now. Breaking news. This is confirmed. Robert Pattinson will square off against the Penguin and Catwoman in the Batman.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
But we've seen the Penguin and Catwoman already, so can we get some new villains?
I wonder who they're going to have play Penguin now, and
get Danny DeVito to come back.
Right. I think they'll go with a British actor though. This time.
Actually, now that I think about it, the last two Batmans are going to be British.
Yeah, this one would be too, and then I mean, and Penguin as a British actor, I think would work pretty well too. But
let me ask you this, guys:
bring Roseanne Barr back or something, right?
Yeah. Do you think? I'm dead serious now. Do you guys think that Robert Pattinson, he will be the worst Bruce Wayne / Batman? Because I think Clooney is the worst one that we've gotten so far. Will he be worse than George Clooney in Batman and Robin? And will this film be worse than that movie?
I don't know about the film.
I don't think it can be worse.
Well, Matt Reeves has got a hell of a track record.
Yeah, War of the Planet of the Apes, man. That movie's great.
Yeah. Well, he did both of those, the middle one and the finale.
Okay, so it's safe to say the movie won't be as bad as that.
Well, I'll tell you what's strange is we've got very similar subscriber bases, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are telling me you've got to check out other Robert Pattinson movies because they're like, you're not going to care that he was in Twilight after you see some of the other movies he was in. And I was like, the only connective tissue, and I know this one's going to hit you hard, John.
What's that?
I hated, and I'm talking hated with all of my heart, Leonardo DiCaprio after Titanic.
Really?
Okay. The same way that I feel about Pattinson is exactly the same way I felt about DiCaprio.
DiCaprio has some really good movies, man. Catch Me If You Can. That's a really good movie.
Well, but what I'm getting to is we're talking about a long time ago. That was 20 plus years ago.
The Revenant?
Yeah. Flash forward till now, he's one of my top 10 favorite actors.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how much that narrative has changed over time. I couldn't stand Leo after Titanic. I was like, I'm never watching another film this douchebag's in. And it was the same factor. The teeny bopper, blah, 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 love story guy. I thought he would always be attached in my head to that role. And I mean, look, The Departed, he was phenomenal in that movie, Django Unchained.
Oh, yes.
I mean, the dude has had phenomenal roles since then. And he's one of my top 10 favorite actors now.
Yeah.
And by the way, Pattinson's next role is in a Christopher Nolan movie. So I don't know how much that may end up, our perception of him may end up changing after that film.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. But I think Nolan wanted him to star in that movie specifically.
Yeah.
So there's something that these directors see in that dude that makes them want to cast him. I don't know what it is necessarily. Like I said, I've only seen the Twilight movies. Has any of y'all seen any of his other movies?
Whose movies?
Robert Pattinson. I don't think
Harry
so.
Potter, Goblet of Fire, and he was just he's just an extra, support cast, like low support cast.
Yep. And guys, this is my cat. She
Kitty.
like jumped on me and she's clawed into my shirt.
Hey.
So.
But yeah, I mean, and he I'm sure he could beef up too, right? And the things they can do with CGI now, right? They can make him a little more muscular, right? I mean, even Christian Bale, right? I want to say it was The Jacket, maybe, or there was another film, but he had got down to like 120 pounds himself because he put himself like on an apple diet, right? Just for that role. Yeah. And so like he weighed like 120 pounds at the time when he got the role for Batman Begins, right? So I mean, he beefed up, pretty well to take that role, obviously, right? So, maybe they can make it work. So yeah, I mean, they made Ben Affleck look like he was on steroids for a bit there too, right?
Ben Affleck got jacked. That one scene where he was actually training,
jacked, I think.
That scene where he was actually training old school, man, he was ripped.
Oh yeah, I guess maybe he did. I have no respect for Ben Affleck, though. I never will. But I don't know what it is about him.
I like his movies. He's a damn good director and a good actor. So, but Raston says, yeah, but Leo also had a good track record before Titanic. Robert Pattinson before the Twilight was what? Ring of the Nibelungs? Yeah, I never heard of Pattinson before. For Twilight.
Yeah, like I think DiCaprio had like What's He Eating Gilbert?
Yeah, What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
This Boy's Life.
Yeah.
Is that him in that also? Man. With Rob De Niro, This Boy's Life?
I think
May have been.
Yeah, he was awesome in that though.
He was in what? Growing Pains? Wasn't he in Growing Pains?
I don't know if he's in Growing Pains.
One of his first appearances.
But man, he had a bunch of hits after Titanic. He had Man in Iron Mask. That was a really good movie. I like that. He's an
that
aviator.
Was the one that warmed me back up to him after Titanic. So I was not a Titanic fan at all, right? And
Gangs of New York.
After that, but I mean, he had like Blood Diamond and like Catch Me If You Can. And
I didn't like Blood Diamond.
I thought he was awesome in that though. Just the role he played.
Yeah, but I didn't like the movie.
Right. Yeah. But I was just like, just to pull off that accent and all that stuff. I'm like, and you could definitely see his range. It's like you just, I had a lot more respect for him. I think, after watching that film, just because I was just like, that's it was just amazing to watch him work. Right. So, and then, like Django, he's, just an absolutely awesome villain.
He is great in Django Unchained.
And, definitely looking forward to, Once Upon a Time in America, right? Is that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Excuse me.
Yeah, that was actually a chat. That was actually attached to the John Wick movie. The trailer was on there.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Is it a full trailer?
I think so.
Oh.
The movie theater I went to, I kind of like half watched the trailers because it was packed in there for John Wick. John Wick is amazing too, but it's a full service place where you order food and everything. So they didn't have the lights dimmed and they didn't have the sound beefed up. So it didn't have that typical, pre-movie feel in this theater that I always go to. So, but I think it was a full trailer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those ones. Yeah, Gangs of New York and Great Gatsby.
Yep. Oh, Lord Callis is here. Rasmus, Barry G, Brad Hoover. Princess Elsa's still here.
Hey, folks.
Oh, the Basketball Diaries. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty good in that, actually.
Yeah. And smash the thumbs up button if you don't mind. Thank you so much. If you just now joined us. I'm digging your setup, John. I subscribe. Thank you so much.
That's not John's normal setup either.
No. I've had
John's got the mother of all backdrops, man.
I need to put that backdrop up back. I know it. When I get done here, I'm going to go and put the backdrop back up. I had to take it down like a week ago, and I just too lazy to put it back up. Drop 3PO, what's going on?
Hey, folks. 3PO.
Drunk.
Elsa.
Did you hear the fan theory about Daenerys wasn't on the dragon that torched the people because they never showed her on the dragon in those scenes? There might be a plot twist in the last episode. I have not heard that. She was on the dragon. She killed all those people. There's so many theories out there. It's kind of crazy. There's theories that Jaime is alive and that Cersei's alive. And
there's also a petition that's got nearly 1 million signatures.
You know, I was in a chat the other night, and I totally made that one up too. I said that wasn't Danny, that was Jock and Hygar, right? That was on that dragon.
I wanted him to come back for this season.
But I was like, that'd be funny if they did something like that. But no, that's not going to happen. No. Oh, yeah, that petition you mentioned, Rhodes. That's funny. Yeah, it's up to about 900,000. Might be over 900,000 now.
I think it's 1 million.
Yeah, the guy that started the petition, he did a big essay or whatever, like a big response to, when he started the petition. I think he said he did it after episode 4, right? And it didn't have much, legs to it then, and he didn't look at it for like over a week, and then like pretty much, the major backlashes happened after episode 5, of course, right? So, and I think right before we started streaming, I just took a look, and I was like up to 896,000 or something. So, pretty funny.
Yeah. Is this season of Game of Thrones, is this going to go down as the biggest collapse in TV show history?
I'm afraid so. I know, like in a lot of those other shows I've heard that had like horrible endings.
I heard Lost is pretty bad. I never saw Lost before.
I never watched Lost, right? But now I understand what their fan base went through, right? Because I do not watch TV, folks. If I can help it, I never watch television. I cannot stand commercials, right? So, it's even hard for me to watch sports games anymore, right? So I usually I check my scores in the morning or something, right? Because I just can't stand to watch commercials a lot of times, right? So, but this is like the only TV show that I pretty much have watched. That I watched Black Sails, which I thought had a decent ending for that show as well, right? But as much as I have loved this show, just as probably as passionate as I've loved Star Wars, I've loved Game of Thrones throughout all these years, right? And for it to end on such a sour note like this, I'd have to say, of course I'm biased because I watched this particular show, but somebody that watches Lost or they've watched, some of the other ones, name some of them, John, that I'm missing here.
I'm trying to think of what shows actually had bad endings.
I think Sopranos, some folks had a little issue with that one. There was that vampire show that folks were mad at too. I think Dexter. I think some folks said they didn't like the Dexter ending too, but
I liked the Dexter ending, but it was really controversial. I really liked the Sopranos ending, but it was really controversial.
See, I like True Blood. True Blood's ending was good.
Okay, maybe that's the vampire show.
Yeah, that's a vampire show. True Blood is really good.
Yeah, and I watch some TV, but by some TV, I'm very selective about series. Like it's got to be like a Breaking Bad, The Shield. It's got to be. There might be 2 shows a week that I will watch, and that's it. I mean, that's about it. That's all I consume of TV, unless it's live sports. Then I watch.
Barry G says Star Trek Voyager is always a huge disappointment for me. I don't know about Star Trek Voyager. I heard Star Trek Discovery is awful from what I've been hearing. I haven't watched it though.
I don't know anything about that.
I definitely could empathize with other fan bases, in the past. So after going through this, I definitely understood their pain, or however that works, right? So, definitely. I hope things work out Sunday, but I have a really bad feeling about this, right? I have a feeling they just went Anakin Skywalker on us, right? Execute Order 66. That's kind of the story here, really, right? I mean, Daenerys Targaryen is basically, she's turned into Darth Vader, right? Luke Skywalker is going to have to try to take her down this week.
Yeah.
And, then they'll probably have to move to Octu or something for, 35 years. And then we'll get to see him with some space penguins, for the new series in 35 years. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Hey, Dog, you're gonna have to watch my latest. I just did a video on this petition, and I touch on the whole Anakin Skywalker towards the end of the video. You need to check that out. You'll get a kick.
Okay.
But yeah, well, they say the leaks that have come out have matched up so far, and they said we haven't seen anything yet.
Yes.
As far as being angry, that like by the time we're done tomorrow night, we're gonna be like throwing chairs out of our front window.
Wow.
And it's about who sits on the Iron Throne. So who do you think will sit on the Iron Throne? If it's that bad,
If it's that bad, it's obviously.
I'm thinking it's probably Yara Greyjoy now.
Right now, even and my favorite character has always been Jon Snow, right?
Yeah.
And he has done nothing this season. Absolutely nothing, right? Other he gave a eulogy speech. He said fall back a couple times, right? And he said, "You're my queen. We serve you. You're my queen. You're my queen. You're my queen. Fall back," right? I mean, that's all he said.
He's too busy.
Season.
He's too busy. He's too busy bending the knee.
Yeah, I don't think he deserves to sit on that Iron Throne now. I'm almost. It's got me that upset about it. And he's my favorite character. I was hoping for, my perfect ending was him and Dany both, right? The ice and fire both, ruling over Westeros, right? When one goes a little too hot-headed, the other one's there to temper the other one. When the other one's not being hot-headed enough, right? Then, the other one can, I thought it would just been kind of a perfect match, kind of a nice ending, right? But to just go Darth Vader like that for no reason, with no build up to that at all, right? She's always gone after the corrupt and weak people, right? She's never gone after civilians or children or things of that nature. Nothing to that absolute extreme like that, right? Yeah. And it just seems they should just credit George Lucas and just say, hey, thanks for the Execute Order 66 thing. We just changed it with bells, right? We just rang some bells and then we executed Order 66 that way, right? So to answer that question, no, I think it's going to be one of the Starks. It's not going to be Jon. I think it'll either be Sansa, which that I could definitely possibly see Sansa, right? Arya, I don't think Arya.
She's too much of an assassin.
Run off with her wolf pack or something, right? I don't know what she's going to do. She might try to kill Dany and might not make it, and then possibly Bran. I don't know about that, but that'd be kind of really weird if he took it. But
yeah, see, Rasson says he says Gendry.
Gendry's a possibility too, because he's Gendry Baratheon now, so so he definitely has a direct line to, and he actually has a better claim than
Yeah, but technically, Robert Baratheon was a usurper anyway. So
right.
He doesn't really have a legitimate claim.
Power, resides where men believe it resides, right? So,
yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe they'll just tear the whole thing down after Sunday. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm so shocked that it took them 2 years. Basically after 2 years, right, of waiting, that this was the result of all that. All that waiting, right? It's going to be the most epic thing of all time. Right. And really,
I mean, why did we have to wait 2 years just for 6 episodes? I don't get that.
Yeah, they tried to make the excuse that they needed the time for the battles. And then like the snow was the other issue too. They said they needed some areas that needed more snow and things. I saw that excuse one time before too, right? And look how much they really used snow in general in this season, right? Not very often, right? So winter came and it went like real fast.
Well, there's something else they're going to take some heat for too, because it's coming out that HBO offered them 2 full seasons to complete this, and they turned it down. They turned it away. So they had their opportunity to have stretched this out, and Benioff and Weiss did not want to do it. And the only thing I can think of is it's Star Wars. That's the only reason I can think they would have turned it down.
I don't think so, because remember, they announced this season like in 2016. So I don't know if it's Star Wars or not.
Yeah,
Do you think they sat around like watching football and eating Oreos until like three weeks before they started shooting and was like, oh shit, we need to start writing something?
But do you think Benioff and Weiss are actually just burnt out? They're just tired of
I think
Game
so.
of Thrones? Because this will be 8 years now.
Because what we're missing now is like, especially like, okay, look when the Hound and Arya meet up, right? When they're leaving Winterfell, okay? We don't see any interaction with those two, right? Like as they're on their way to King's Landing, like we would have normally seen in seasons prior to this, right? And other characters, I'm using that as an example, of course, right? But so we're not kind of getting, what was is technically kind of filler, right? But it would be kind of nice to have an episode where we know that Arya and Hound are kind of on their way to King's Landing, and maybe they stop at an inn someplace or something, to have a little encounter or something, right? Or something to just have a Arya and Hound moment or something, right? Or and again, I'm just using those two as an example here, right? But now they've just gone, okay, we're at point A and we need to get to point F over here, and instead of going to point B, C, D, E, and whatever else, right? We're just going to go from point A, to point F, So that's kind of what's happened. I think that's what happened, John. They got burned out, just like you said.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So
Princess Elsa and Brad Hoover were both saying the same thing. Why is it only 6 episodes? Because that's what Benioff and Weiss wanted. They did not want to do 2 full seasons. So that was their call, I guess. HBO wanted it. So
yeah.
Okay,
Okay, guys.
Just makes them look even worse,
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go for about like 5 more minutes now. What else do we need to cover? Any quick Star Wars news that you guys know of?
None that I know of. I've been, me, I check it like 14 times a day.
Yeah, me too, and I can't find anything.
Yeah, there's nothing right now. I know there's a small leak about Billy Lord filling in for
I heard about that.
Carrie Fisher.
In
a couple
flashback
of spots.
scene. Yeah,
in a flashback scene in which Luke and Leia. It's supposed to be a flashback to right after Return of the Jedi, and Luke and Leia have some conversation with each other, and they sort of foreshadow some of the things that would end up happening in the future, and that Leia had some kind of a premonition, and that's why she never ended up training to be a Jedi. So
that's the opposite of what George Lucas had planned. George Lucas had Luke training Leia in this trilogy. But anyway, sorry.
But that's about it. There's nothing much more specific. Well, and I don't have any other Star Wars news. So that's it. The only other thing that popped up that was interesting this week was and nobody knows whether or not it's legit, a release date on Avengers 5.
Oh, yeah, I saw your video on that.
Yeah, July 29th, 2023 or 22.
Yeah, tell you the truth, I don't even know if I want to see it. By that time, the MCU may be so woke and out of whack, it may not even be worth seeing. No Cap, no Iron Man. Avengers movie, of course, probably led by who, Captain Marvel.
Better be Spider-Man.
It should be Spider-Man, but I don't know. What's the deal with the contract situation with Spider-Man and Sony and Marvel?
No,
Studios?
They're good. They're good to go.
They're good to go.
Yeah, they can keep working together. Sony has full first run just distribution rights, so you will not see Disney at the front of the movie. You'll see Sony, and it'll be connected to the MCU. And I have seen now multiple leaks. The Sinister Six is coming, so whether or not they're going to battle Spider-Man exclusively, or he's going to bring in some buddies from the MCU to help him fight, I don't know. But that's going to be really cool, because you're talking about, Michael Keaton as Vulture is going to be part of that group, along with Shocker, Scorpion, Chameleon, and I don't know, and the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, yeah.
Okay.
And the Green Goblin is going to be the one leading the bad guys in the grounded part of the MCU. So the stuff that happens here with the grounded characters, the ones like Black Panther and all that, and Spider-Man, you could see them encountering the Sinister Six. So that could be really cool to see play out on screen.
It could be really awful too.
Yeah, it could be terrible. You're right. It could be terrible. So I don't know. At some point, I want to see them make Secret Wars, but who knows? That's awfully complicated.
Yeah. Okay, one last thing. Princess Elsa says, I heard Avatar 2 might be the first 3D movie where you don't need 3D glasses. I haven't heard about that. How's that even possible?
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I was interested in a question right prior to that, though. Well, Game of Thrones not doing well with Game of Thrones. Oh, well, yeah. Well, Game of Thrones not doing well. Help episode 9 kind of thing.
I mean,
as far as viewership goes, don't get it twisted, right? As bad as the backlash has been, they just had the record for, most viewers of all time this last episode, right? I'm expecting it to be the highest ever for the finale, right? And the backlash to even be even higher, possibly, right? But
yeah.
But I don't know if it's going to really affect episode 9 so much, Princess Elsa, but I do think that it could possibly affect a Benioff and Weiss production down the road, right?
Yeah.
So, but as far as going right at episode 9, because that's J.J. Abrams, and but you never know though. Some of the Game of Thrones fans might be like, I know Benioff and Weiss are going over to Star Wars now. I don't want anything to do with Star Wars, right? So there might be some consumers out there like that. So just look at it.
The thing is, though, Star Wars fans aren't as forgiving as like MCU fans.
That's fact.
They're not. Because look at, for example, if Solo was in the MCU, there's no way in the world Solo would only make $392 million and lose money at the box office. A lot of people never expected Captain Marvel to make $1 billion. It did because the MCU fan base is a lot different. The Star Wars fan base, they've spoken. If you give us garbage, we are not going to support the movie. So
look at Solo.
Yep, exactly. Okay, guys, it is 7:30. We're going to wrap this up. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to go live next week. Check out Rose Ranch channel live on Tuesday night, 6 p.m., right?
We're doing 6:15 now.
6:15, right? Okay. And Dog, you have your show with the Westerosi Ninja on.
Yeah, that'll be tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow evening, 7:30 Central on the Westerosi Ninjas channel. Our top 5 moments from the previous episode there, from episode 5. So, and top 5 moments they're moments, right? They're not necessarily good or bad. So, I do like to troll a lot. So
yeah, and definitely make sure you check in on Rose's channel Tuesday night, because I'm pretty sure we're going to go deep into Game of Thrones series finale.
We're gonna definitely get into it.
Yeah.
And with any luck, that'll also be a combination 600 sub celebration. So, because I am almost there.
Good. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, thanks for joining us. We're gonna get out of here. You guys be safe.